Today on July 4th, Archangel Michael says, "My child, a very unusual incident is about to happen in 30 minutes. You will face huge loss in next 30 minutes if you don't open this." Archangel Michael says, "My child, this is not an ordinary day and this is not an ordinary message. Something has shifted around you and you have less than 30 minutes before a heavy loss strikes your door. The energy around your home, your name, and even your spirit is under spiritual surveillance. There's a move being made against you right now. The people involved in this move know more than you think. They are smiling in your face but twisting information behind your back with full intent to damage your next step. Your time has already started ticking, and the moment you opened this message, a divine light began tracing every thread of this trap. One of them has already taken your name to someone in power. The papers are being prepared in silence while your attention is being pulled elsewhere. This warning is not a suggestion. It is a shield being handed to you in the form of truth. Archangel Michael says, "The window to stop, this is narrow and precious. What you do right now will decide the next 7 months of your peace or chaos. The next 30 minutes are not just important, they are sacred and dangerous all at once." Tuck Amen to get blessing 333, they waited for you to be unaware. They knew when your heart would be too tired and your focus too drained. That's why they chose today, 4th June, to begin the cycle that could ruin what you've worked for. This isn't only about money or papers, it's about something that holds the foundation of your peace. Something you thought was secure is being tampered with behind closed doors. It involves a name, a number, and a false witness who is being paid to speak against you. There's a woman involved who you thought was harmless. She is not acting alone and she's not the one who planned it, but she agreed to carry it forward. You may notice her smiling, but her actions will soon make your smile fade if you ignore this. You may already have seen signs, odd messages, strange delays, silence from someone you trusted. These were the warnings before this final call. Now heaven has stepped in because the last alarm must be answered by you. Type Amen to get blessing 771 in the spirit world. A war has already started over your destiny. Your name is being spoken by both angels and enemies. And in that battle, you are the only one who must decide which voice you obey. There is a file being created about you that holds both truth and lies. Someone is editing facts, crafting stories, and disguising them in the language of legality. They want to push you into a place of guilt for something that was never yours to carry. A man who owes you something is involved. He's not your enemy, but he's weak and being used as a pawn. They're using his past shame to silence him, and he's too afraid to speak up. Archangel Michael says, "Do not let their silence become your defeat." The silence of others should never overpower the voice of your angels, and today, that voice is warning you, louder than ever. Type Amen to get blessing 909. You may feel the tension in your chest, the unease in your bones. That is not anxiety, that is spiritual alertness. Something in your soul knows that danger is approaching, and this is your divine signal. There's a transaction pending in your name that you didn't approve. Your bank details, your ID, or your signature is being replicated. This isn't coming from far away. It's coming from someone close enough to know your patterns. They waited for the right date, and today is not a coincidence. They chose 4th June because they knew it would appear ordinary to you, but in the shadows, they are pushing to cause irreversible loss. The person who gave away your detail did it for gain. They didn't consider the weight it would place on your soul, but they will not succeed if you act from this moment forward. By payment to get blessing 888, you have angels watching your back. But angels cannot interfere unless your spirit agrees to receive their protection. Opening this message wasn't random. It was a soul agreement made long ago. Your dreams may have already warned you. You may have seen a shadow, a broken door, or someone calling your name in a dream. Those were not illusions, they were previews of what would unfold if this message was skipped. A man in authority hath been misled. He believes he's acting on facts, but what he has been given is forged truth. If this is not stopped in 30 minutes, a chain of problems will begin, each one heavier than the last. There is a way to undo this, but it begins with awareness. From the moment you read these words, the angels have started tracing the source of this attack. But your spirit must respond with action, not delay. Type Amen to get blessing 626. This is a financial entrapment disguised as an opportunity. Someone wants to use your name to acquire something of value. A loan, a document, a house key, it's bigger than you realize. Their energy is rushed because they're running out of time. They know that by the end of today, your protection will activate. That's why they want to beat the divine clock by acting fast. You were never meant to see this, that's why they never told you. They planned in silence, assuming you would stay blind. But your angels spoke louder today than they've ever spoken before. They cannot block divine protection, only delay it. And your response now will either open the door of safety or leave it cracked for danger to enter. That's why this message is more than information. It is your intervention. Type Amen to get blessing 144. You are deeply loved in the heavenly realm. This is why so many warnings were sent before this one. The whispers in your heart, the sudden thoughts to pause, the strange delays, they were all protection, but the final call is always the loudest, and now it is being shouted into your soul so you can no longer ignore it. This is the last wall between you and what they plan. If this message reaches you in time, the tables will turn. You will see confusion rise in the enemy's camp. You will witness their plans crumble like sand under divine thunder. Archangel Michael says, there is a shield being activated over your name. This shield will reflect back any false claim, lie, or plot sent to defame you. But you must allow it to surround you by honoring this divine moment. Type Amen to get blessing 552. You are not the same person they once knew, they still speak about you as if you were unaware, weak, or lost. But they haven't seen who you've become in silence. You carry something inside you that cannot be copied. Your power comes from your pain, and your resilience was born in your darkest hour. And now, heaven wants to remind you of that. This 3rd-minute window is not only about prevention. It's about a cosmic realignment, putting things where they belong and people where they deserve. The one who took advantage of you is about to face divine correction. You not step back now. The moment you remain still, you give the enemy more room. Stand in your truth. Speak your truth. Move in your truth. Type Amen to get blessing 303. There's a shift happening not just in the physical world but in the atmosphere surrounding your destiny. A line has been drawn in the spirit realm between what must be removed from your life and what must rise. You are standing at the edge of breakthrough, but the enemy is trying to blur your sight in this very hour. Someone who pretended to protect you has just revealed your vulnerabilities to someone with cruel intentions. They did not shout it aloud, but whispered in closed rooms and sealed it with false innocence. They told them where your peace lies. And now that peace is under direct spiritual fire, the person you least expected is standing between you and your release. They have no idea that what they've done has marked them for divine judgment. You do not need revenge, only revelation, and it is being given to you now. The reason you're being attacked is because something beautiful is about to emerge from your name. The enemy sees it clearly. That's why this pressure is not random. They want to stop your celebration before it begins. Type Amen to get blessing 404 in the next few minutes. A phone call, email, or visit may arrive. This moment will seem small on the surface, but it will carry a weight meant to crush you if accepted blindly. It will be disguised as help, but it's fate. This is why Archangel Michael's warning could not be delayed. A spiritual trap is being painted with the brush of kindness and urgency. But if you're aligned with this message, you will not fall into it. A woman will speak about a favor or a past debt. This is her way to gain emotional access to your decision-making. She had been sent ahead as a smooth-talking serpent to confuse your spiritual radar. But your angels are sharpening your vision now. Every lie will taste bitter in your mouth. Every manipulation will glow in red before your eyes from this moment. Type Amen to get blessing 999. You are divinely covered, but even covered things must listen to divine instruction. If you step outside the covering, even for a moment, the enemy will strike quickly. This is why you were drawn here, to remain under the light. The incident that was set to unfold in 30 minutes can still be stopped. It hasn't completed itself yet because of divine interference. You were not late, you were right on time. An important object, document, or conversation was planned without your consent. Someone wanted you to be held responsible for a signature you never made. They are hoping you won't trace it back before it's too late. But the heavens have already initiated a reversal process. If you claim it now, everything they've plotted will turn back on their own heads. Not by force but by the law of divine justice. Type Amen to get blessings 747. Someone is envious of your resilience. They don't understand how you're still standing after all you've endured. Instead of learning from your strength, they've chosen to try and break it. They think if they block your progress, your hope will collapse. But your hope isn't built on what they can touch, it's built on who walks with you. And today, Archangel Michael is walking before you, sword drawn and shield raised. You are being reintroduced to your real power in this very hour. Not a power based on control or domination, but divine clarity. You will no longer be deceived by soft smiles hiding sharp knives. You may feel chills, a sudden wind, or heaviness lifting from your shoulders. That's your spirit reacting to this message, aligning with your angels. Every second you stay awake now activates your supernatural defense. Type Amen to get blessing 121. This isn't just spiritual. It's legal, financial, and emotional warfare. The plan was for you to lose something so valuable that it would take years to recover. But Archangel Michael broke that plan by placing this message before your eyes. There is still time to block the transaction. There's still time to retract your energy from someone pulling you into danger, but that time is closing with every breath. Heaven is watching your response now. Whether you ignore this or act will write your next chapter. The angels are moving. But you must agree to be moving. They've copied your voice, studied your choices, and mapped your routine. They thought you'd never catch on. But now you are fully aware, and that awareness is your sword. Tap Amen to get blessings 636. Someone tried to intercept your inheritance, not just money, but blessings meant for you only. They entered spiritual agreements against your name. They made declarations that you were not worthy, but what they didn't know is that your worth is not defined by human judgment. You were chosen long before they knew your name. And you will rise, no matter how many voices are raised against you. This person who betrayed you is about to feel exposed. The next 7 days will bring confusion to their plans and friction in their alliances. What they used to mock you will now isolate them. Archangel Michael says, your silence was mistaken for weakness. But your silence was the calm before divine thunder. And now the heavens have declared war on every lie spoken in your absence. Type Amen to get blessing 202 as the final minutes tick. You may feel like crying or becoming overwhelmed. That is your spirit cleansing itself of what was never meant to be yours. Let the release happen. You are being prepared for a powerful reversal. This is not the end of your chapter, it is the beginning of the shift. What was meant to be your downfall is becoming your testimony. What they took from you is coming back multiplied. A door they tried to close is swinging wide open again. And they will be shocked to see you walk through it with your head held high. Because you didn't just survive, you remembered who you are protected. You are chosen. You are awakening. The attack was strong because your future is stronger. And now the future begins with clarity, courage, and confirmation. Type Amen to get blessing 373 if you wish to express your support further. You have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $20. This moment is sacred. This message was sent because heaven wanted to protect you before the clock ran out. The countdown is still ticking, but now, you are no longer blind to it. You may not realize it yet, but the moment you opened this message, you triggered a divine reversal. The enemy's energy began to crack and the spell they were counting on has started to break. Your awareness, your spirit, and your refusal to ignore this signal have already altered the outcome. Someone tried to trap you in a place where your voice would not be heard. They used influence, they used documents. And they tried to put a shadow over your light. But they failed to understand one thing: light cannot be blocked when heaven has already declared it must shine. Archangel Michael says, the chains placed on your destiny are being shattered as you read this. Each line of this message is a hammer hitting the lock of spiritual bondage. They wanted your silence. But they are about to hear your roar. They won't understand how their plan fell apart so fast. They'll look for answers, but won't find any because the divine doesn't leave evidence, only outcomes. And the outcome for you, chosen one, is freedom. Type Amen to get blessing 101. The one who sat with you and smiled was holding a knife behind their back. this is not metaphorical, this is spiritual truth. Their words were sweet, but their soul was envious, and they wanted to drain what made you shine. This woman who tried to impersonate your kindness will now be exposed. Her actions will turn against her, and she will lose the influence she gained by stepping on your name. Every room she entered using your energy will now reject her presence. She will try to mend it when she sees things falling apart, but her apology will come not from remorse but from desperation. Don't let her back in. This is a divine cutting, not a temporary disagreement. You must protect your gates. Your phone, your home, your heart only let in those who come with light, not shadows. Today begins your spiritual security protocol. Type Amen to get blessing 515. You were chosen to lead, not follow. That is why the battles have been so vicious. Because what you carry in your spirit threatens those who prefer control over growth. There is a financial gate about to swing open for you, that's why they tried to intercept you at this moment. Because your increase isn't just coming. It has already been released in the spirit. Someone is watching your social media, your home, your decisions. They are gathering information to use against you in a conversation they plan soon. But the divine will confuse their language before it reaches its target. They thought they were ahead. They thought this was their moment to humiliate you. But this is actually their moment to witness your divine rescue. Type Amen to get blessing 292. The person you trusted with a secret has whispered it into the wrong ear. Not only that, they twisted it, added lies, and now they are waiting for the damage to unfold. But what they don't know is this: the truth walks faster than gossip when angels are involved. The false version of your story is being destroyed now. Evan is correcting the timeline. You will not be remembered by their twisted tale. You will be known by divine restoration. You'll be shocked how people begin to change their opinion of you without any effort on your part. That's because your name is being repaired in rooms you haven't even walked into yet. Angels are speaking for you where you have no voice. You are not fighting alone. You are surrounded by spiritual warriors, and Archangel Michael is leading them. Every lie thrown at you is being shattered by light. Type Amen to get blessing 737. Use your moment of rest as a time to plot against you, and mistook your silence for defeat. But now, your silence is over and your angels are roaring with power. This week, the energy around you will feel different. Doors will open faster, conversations will flow easier, and a heaviness will lift from your body. That's not coincidence. That's the result of this divine activation. Watch carefully. Within 72 hours, the person who tried to stop you will be exposed. It may be through a sudden slip of the tongue, a message sent to the wrong person, or a confession made in panic. But it will be undeniable. Don't react. Observe. The moment you stay calm, divine justice will move even faster. Let your stillness confuse them while the heavens work in your favor. Type Amen to get blessing 808. You're not just being protected, you're being elevated. The attack was necessary to reveal who can't go with you to the next level. Some losses are actually redirections in disguise. You were about to sign something or say yes to something that would have bound your future. But this message came to break the agreement before it was made. Not every offer is from the divine. even the good ones can be deadly if not timed right. Someone connected to your bloodline have been praying for this moment for you. An ancestor who walks with you in spirit helped deliver this warning. They could not protect you from everything, but they intervene now because this is major. You may feel a weight on your shoulders disappear soon. That is the energy of their presence and protection. You are walking into clarity now. Tap Amen to get blessing 606. Don't worry if they distance themselves after this message. Let them. Their absence will become the space where your new blessings land. People are not always meant to go with you, especially those who once stood against you. You are the curse breaker of your generation. That's why the warfare is intense. It's generational. You're not just fighting for yourself. You're freeing your entire bloodline. The woman who pretended to love you is being spiritually unmasked. She laughed at your pain and used your vulnerability as a weapon. She's about to face divine isolation. Archangel Michael says, "Those who laughed will now learn. Those who watched your pain silently will now see your reward loudly. You are walking into your vindication season." Type Amen to get blessing 131. The loss you feared in 30 minutes has been pushed back, but only if you stay spiritually aligned. Don't go back to old habits, old conversations, or old environments that left you drained. This is your restart, guard it. Something you thought was small, an old receipt, a screenshot, a phone call, will now become key. Pay attention to what returns unexpectedly. What was overlooked will now become the proof of your protection. This is divine timing, not random luck. There is no coincidence in the kingdom of heaven. There is only orchestration. You are chosen. You are remembered. You are rising, and nothing, no betrayal, no lie, no plan can stop what heaven has already declared. Your breakthrough is sealed. Type Amen to get blessing 464 if you wish to express your support further. This is your divine activation point. Let no fear cloud your judgment. You've been warned, protected, and now you are being elevated. Claim this moment. Jared, speak it aloud. The 30-minute countdown has turned into your divine lift up.